governments or our regional organizations. This is the time they need our support, because I can ask you for sure, and I'm sure some of the questions will be asked about Burkina Faso, Mali, Guinea, Sudan, Gabon, or Niger. Most of these countries in their capitals, when the coups happened, many youth were jubilating on the streets. Can anyone tell me today, 2 years after, 3 years after, if they are jubilating in Khartoum or Conakry or Bamako or indeed Miami? There's no jubilation because the situation is worse. 38% increase in the rates of terrorist attacks in the Sahel compared to 3 years ago. Burkina Faso is now an enviable capital of terrorism in the world. We have to work with them, certainly, to defeat this cause of terrorism and violent extremism. But we must do so in the context of democracy, because democracy allows the parliamentary, the separation of powers, the inclusiveness of every actor, and indeed the fundamental inalienable right to vote. Today, no voting yet in these countries. So we have to work together, and that is why Accra Forum, particularly this second edition, is so important for us, the overriding factor of making democracy work.
Bankole Adeyo, Onone Commissioner, Edema Political Affairs, Peace and Security, Emma African Union, no Chemu, Sama Udwaya, Wabi Bemu ya, Ku si one, Emma, Nipadu Duano, Be she one more Kwani, Tia Bangu, na Mebreti Gumontesuni Ebose, Yamiasio, Babies as in Fiam, you know, a Fiatino, Umugu Subusi, Aquaya drama media, and Tina was here per compare Faso, Natural Chin, ya, I did to a Bangu, Nina, a two beach.
July bosome ne dana etoso anasa July bosome ne mfiem peno ene aduonu mienu na Ghana aban eye nhyehyeye se Ghana se de sikasem ekro no ebehia se yebekọ IMF International Monetary Fund for honam na wo mo ababe so men yase ne wosikasem mu na etumi aboa ama ye sikasem ejare na so enti besa afe ene bosome kakra ne Ghana ede ye hu kodom IMF no empanimfo de bia bada wo bu nkontam ede kire se IMF na yekọ ye no eboa wo men anasa emwa wo meyi enam saya so ama country director at the Emma IMF Ora Kristalina eye Jogiva wono akopiem wo Jubilee House a woni ye mampani na ado akwakohia na ne nyina ye nkomobofa IMF bosin a wode ma Ghana no se Ghana ye je ye de mapa am ye sika semeja na so anase enkoye ena mampani akufo adode tu jase no kwasem ye July bosumi no mfiem penu ne aduonu mienu na sa ejinase na eden e de ma Ghana pa na so sabre no ne esika seme enkoye ntine hiase ye korona wajitu mu se afi ene bosumi kakra ne ye de ye hokodom IMF no Ghana kakra ye koye nim ayesika sem ejane na so eba yenti e mampani na ado danko akufo ado.
It's obvious that the decision we made in July 2022 to come and seek your support for the difficult economic circumstances which we involved, as far as I'm concerned, the decision that has already paid off. It's paid off in terms of a turnaround that we're seeing in our economy, the very dire circumstances in which we were at the time we took that very difficult decision, and where we are today is a very clear testimony to the fact that our decision to seek your support is a decision that was correct, and we've had very positive benefits from it. Some you've already detailed: the stronger than predicted growth, the systematic decline in inflation in Ghana, and the declining of interest rates, the relatively stable exchange rate that we've had for our currency, which was deeply troubled in one state. These are all important signals that our economy is stabilizing at a good place.
We a mampani na danko akufo ado afei managing director edeba IMF Mame Kristalina Jogiva ono so ekasa yenti ono so na no desem.
To great extent caused by the shock from COVID and then the sequence of shocks, the Russia war and the cost of living crisis. But also because, like many countries, Ghana did not appreciate the size of the shock. And in an election year, there was more done that fiscally the country was in a position to sustain. The main lesson from this experience is that you do the right thing now to build the strongest possible foundation for growth for Ghana. And that takes me to the world. We have seen the world economy being surprisingly resilient. Global growth this year is better than we anticipated a year ago, mostly due to a very strong U.S. economy and fairly resilient economies across the board.
Wey Mame Kristalina Georgieva, our no managing director at the IMF.
Na ye ba wo men bambo mu nsama yinim sa asra for a prosi for a fan security mu kura do bia fire prison for anyone on maka nyina kabom e ma bambo nji se yetimi koso na santimantem so afo ne no atem se kropon mensin mantem bedwa metropolitan municipal and district assembly mpanimfo anyone you can be omu nyina wo twasia e prempa assembly hall ewa simhasa Jubilee Park ya na won ma eche bambo nji seye ya ewa asante mantema mayera Simon Osemensa ejiremu ya wo kasa na yensam twani abena kunadu chei ewa se abena ma hen
ana me so
wadaroma minim say regional minister ene MMDC sneshia ya wo kasa fa asante mantema bambo nji seye se ni esi kro to asoma me
yo nana medase so samwa Honorable Simon Osemensa and ede enyema na security bambo MP amanyoko eba abenu wetin aya omo aso ano na all kasa no odi chudese to ba asante achim agogo a tuwani sensema na ekoso wo na ma enipa info SSSM omo bae no omo bo amahonde pa etumi esi ano hu kwan sa enso na oko ehwan a Muslim youth o ene ya wa asante youth na akwese busumi bia omuhia eye ntokwasem na omu eye we obaye no one ne security for no abomoden etimi aso ano ekwan na osa edi tuja say MP na yoko baye no osa abomoden edi motorbike any vehicles the brave security agencies na sauber prisons any police personnel na dia abano abon ho modern at me I employ nipa 5,080 awo tumaku yin na wasa to just say oban bae abon modern at police stations bro 50 awo district bien
Abraham mimi sa kakra regional minister church juma hodo ya abanu adi fa bambo ho na de fama fani say asoja for apolice for ya kanda umasie fire service for any prison for so akan wi kakra fa won mo
na wakan mi fa do kai ni say omobae no na ko mo lake ka anasa moto omode baye omunyuma na obae no baboa ama what Midday moto ne cars aba provide accommodations ama omo police stations ne military nyina wa provide bi e de ama omo eboa ama security awo omai mu etimi ayedi
yo mejimedi yesa wonu muguso anti to aso ma ye na mansan dawro ekasie mu anwumre no nsia bremu no ni akete bia ye de ato aso
yo nana
abana kunadu chei amane boy odi free prempa assembly ho ba ye ya ni regional minister Ira Simon Osemensa woni mantam krupon ni mensin bedwa heads of departments woni nyina hia na sane abamba won hye tia santimantem ano wodi eto yenimu
Penny Control for no and Africa Center for Energy Policy ASEP wadano Ora Benjamin Boache. Now, what they are to just say, ECG, Adumako Electricity Company of Ghana, any Northern Electricity Distribution Company, NETCO for wo mo dwumadi a wodi no woni mo adwuma na wadwuma ye no so no sabi asenhwehwe ni mu bi en wode eye adwuma wadwuma poten a wose woye no wayi wani afiri so de wo mo ni mu ane se yakwa ha yakotwa we hu mamu na ne wondi da so a no wo mo fra cheche mu de nti a watwa mu wose no enye wo madwuma ye ra Benjamin bu akekere mu a wose nei enipa dodo na en wo fa kwati kwan so na ECG ene netco wo mo enya mahoden de no wo wia a wo mo entua sika bia na eye netco ene ECG wo ma sede se safo no wotimi wie mu a enhu kwan a wo fa so a wo mo wie nyamahoden kanea na wo mo ntua sika mfa ma ban bia na sa adwumakuo no na wo ma sisi sa kwan no afa bele kurampa wo ma de bre o manfo no so obamu ani akoso na waye ne bra no wo mo tena wo no mo ye nhwe han saa na ne ehia e na sabi wo mo ye wo so bitimi kwatena ba bi afe ne yekire na ne bele kurama ye na nso ye wo ECG a wo ye adwuma na saa ni no wantua bele no a wakwa akogina onom se watwa mu nti wonde wo hu ne se wo ma adwuma ya ankasa no wo ma mane afiri ho na hu nsasa wa bi a eno no eka ho so nhyada enimu bia wa adwuma ni mo no en wo mo eye ya wo mo ye ya wo mo so wo matwam wo se ko ba ne sen na ba adwuma ko timi de ECG ka emfie pini na wo mo enkonko na aka ne nyi sika no ana wanya hyehye ma wo mo na prekope wo kwa wo so wo kwa akotwam ni nyina che se wa adwuma no wo nhyada enhu so saa yenti owura Benjamin Buache.
And that's why some of us have criticized what they are doing and, questioning it as just optics, going to government facilities to go and disconnect them when those are bills you can actually trace and you know. The government is not running away to anywhere. You can go to government and say, you owe me, negotiate and get government to pay you. You don't go threatening the one you know, and the over 30% that you cannot account for. The technical and commercial losses of ECG is about 30%. What that simply means is that if you give them 2 billion worth of energy every month, they cannot account for almost 600 million. That goes to waste. And the government money you are chasing is not up to that money. Beyond that, also, government is paying every month 250 million for some of your suppliers in the space. So the hard work of going after those who are stealing power, we are not seeing traction.
We except for one more epenny pa ora Benjamin Buache and Anna Wakasan.
Young comment share South Santimantama NPP Amayukunidimu Shaman your woman share South Richard for real Tadina furniture Matontom. Na no moon answer Kuba say Wakabi ya NPP from penny for Santimantam free has free say one can ye into Amra Dismal Committee. Na Tontom main one na no mono and lawyer Adum Suchi Madmapia say Tonton Frau mo friend in Chelsea Sabe, ye friend abonasenium, and as a summer will be the abba, say wakafa your own to me only no crenemu moba, and one will be son and nature and no say Fry your friend no ebia ebin sida, and I say Sabia your friend lawyer Adum Apia Mama Intine.
Media decided to and the consequences is it going to win us power or going to lose us power? You have they make Mr. K and get the consequences now out there. You try I will benefit the winning power PP and I will a year disadvantage the MPP and lose power. Miss Ray, as an administrator, I wrote the letter. I refer a grand committee based on precedents or hoping. I the constitution the constitution mama buy any constitution the blue my conventions practice and customs of the party just go and raise those beef. Does it take away nana people referring to me like they have not referred or they have not come out with petition no some more cry does it exist or that but the media space is there. The internet does not forget is of no import company you may have your headquarters for Accra, but the board of directors can meet in Bolga. My for example, there is a second body for the party of Congress. No, they are not meeting the brave. The Amuko meeting or normally say Naba. It is a public now to say a meeting or Alisa Hotel. Alisa Hotel, somebody tell me it's an extension of MPP. That's what I'm saying. We shouldn't measure on the minors. Let's treat the substance of the teaching. In baby Alisa Hotel one, and yet part of MPP in Asalam down headquarters. But we made decisions for the party. Has any talent before? Please make us our own ability. My argument in person the party in some radio so I can several times. This year election some time ago. Radios
La no up here no and I chama tontom was one corner question. Sada Santimantama MPP women this marriage committee. And some so I can patch him I want to say or pay the highest bidder, say vice president slot no waton. Aso mo muso mo pen wa usika mbeye duro na ne beji ma fa no fala nti wono de aso kan no ugina so nembom sanye executive no pa hu no sad ye na body e from emu odu na ye disciplinary committee bi frɛ na wonko sanse bi ni MPP ma santimantema yentie chairman tontom
support no e won election occur nti e ka wa bon wan fa ma na o ma ni rani and na nyanya nsakasa no because party ni ni padodo party onya na otu flag bearer fo na nya na o yiri rani me na na party na u trade party na ayo hu ntumi na uji uhumi na so party no o beto ye ti we no enipa bia the prison hu eni abedu sam pempen so ni nyansa yemfa Ghana ha ne Africa yemfa presidential power India ko ukura tumi na ugo break it a un break bi na so ye udi nyansa akrokro na ntobo ase be ye kwade nyina ni woni me nkasa basa what do you want to boss na statutory committees are obey a regional chairman on take some of the response among according to evidence may say odi agura processes are the initiated the suspend your focus kwabraja the evidence be ko e dey initiate and you suspend you to your party or no so be no more share pharmacy a ye church or letter the abreme so no be suspend say kwa opa on record afato say won to be so obey man no so be ma suspend me make man initiative process with constituency chairman am you suspend you to camp we kufu do camp no ogini hu mi na wa ma meto yo tama ye ko na na do ni alanche matin abara no nya alanche matin FFan to suspend here 3 months ya na do kwa kufa do ba ye be masama kire wa kufa do on say gini hu mi na nyame mpamu election ye lusu ye be ye adwumaden usu ye lusu a wo na abetin fifiri opposition and this one question excavators question excavators ye wo power anko bia no be excavators wo ba be di regional chairman wo de na mama for radio station at the ton say asefo ye wo untu be di regional chairman no radio station and kufa do ba mo wanya radio station wo be use dia promote kufa do developmental projects wo di say ni power party ye koka wo si untu me ni pa me exhibition dey say power party na say be party abam wenya emu faswa di radio stations e dey na wo so ye say odi akaka bensem tam ye wo opposition a okoye yi a ye che no no ke wo power nke ye power no o me ye nyina ye mfo odo enye adwuma
Richard Foriata Chamatontom Mensha South MPP chairman no we dey ye kasa ya ubia atinia watch
from to make us no wasugo so awutie na high Fox 97.9 year to ansem no so edia ma director general edema national technical and vocational education any training na ye NTVET no we ma me mawusi no doctor na no de ko akọ aprobo ewo technical and vocational education ni training institutions abodo a eno ewo bunu east mantem emo ede nani akọ akọhwe sede wa mudwumade abodo ekoso na ebra wo bo apro na no ne central for kasa ye no ena ma me mawusi ede to dase no kwasem nie wono ankasa na probo a wakọ suku be se 9 numu ewo bunu mantem mo ye TVET de no nani aso nema ekoso ho ne mo pa na wo hwe nkoda no so anwo ahoa enne ahofama wode eye adwuma na chese say the TVET school no aye akono a nani age aprobo no eho yentie ma me mawusi noveto.
What's actually brought us to Bono is a familiarization tool for me to familiarize with the school's challenges they have, inspire and to encourage the students. It's important to know the state of affairs. So I've come here. So far, I've visited 4 of the schools. I'm really highly impressed of the commitment. Some of them who have volunteered to teach. For me, I see it in the right direction. You have the traditional leaders, the community members, opinion leaders very, very much now involved in TVET to see to it that they get quality TVET. This year we are hoping anywhere I go to, I appeal to the communities and the opinion leaders and all those who matter that the growth of TVET is everybody should be involved. In the near future, I would want to see a lot more of our graduates setting up their own businesses and then being used as mentors, or they availing themselves as mentors, and then the state would be involved in supporting graduates of these TVET schools with startup kits. This whole thing has to do with livelihoods and markets. It's not just giving them training. The direction which this country is going, it's in the right space. And so moving from this level, the other thing we all need to look at is supporting these graduates with
Madam Mawusi ene yatene kanu na wasanso da na ni ede hwe enkoda na wo mo esua de na wo gentete e wo TVET ni mo se wo ma wani mere pa na wo ma wani enna fom fa ebuo ensua de yentie no so.
To tell you that the best thing that you have done as students is to choose a TVET school. We know the situation in this country. We have so many of the youth, many of them are unemployed. And then they go back and form associations and say that they belong to unemployed graduates association. But you must know that you are the movers and shakers of this economy. You are the people who will solve all our problems for us. Everything that we have around us is Stevens. What you are wearing is Stevens. What you are sitting on is Stevens. What you eat is Stevens. Everything around you is Stevens. Stevens has to do with taking a raw material, taking something and then adding value to it and making it available for patronage. And so you came to school or you are in school to learn, but what is very important is the soft skills, which I name as the employability skills.
We a director general Edema TVET Jumedie Mame Mawisi no deco any training.
Justin yes ya pomo MPP amanyukuno ma ya won mu siade na the travel fra ya o mabaka university waje won matum okuemu ma afra ya reunion public forum no na yera Charles usu ya oni CEO Edema Ghana Petroleum Development Corporation diato ban panimfo no dudu no anim sa won mo yes test confirm babua o musanze nim dia no a ise won mo je na babua pa na so won mo so ye campaign a wetima ye nie ma breaking the 8 no won mo atimi abreki yera Charles osu
youth na resources na de na sika motivation sometimes when sika nipa na ba onche ha obeje no ha obeka bibi bra to na ne trim no na ebe bia oba se mema transport menye bia masunia next time the same language na medba na da mu nipa mo hanesa go say the same message na besa me sene akroba ha meka na be ma nipa no bof nti ne nso ye se kaka na ye nya no ye ba ye make sure say ye de beboa youth no ebi o mo fiwo program of my scan on my hand and next week say me national coordinator yeah to the entire eastern region schools no me jam adwuma ho aba ana na akoye beto fuel me man fuel me man we and yenya no so ba won say be mo announce so mo de hen ye boaboa nti no obi e badan as a CEO no because we are young we have energy anya the energy no kwa say boto mu nso ya de ambo ankora no obi won po onyes obi idea course bi ha no on choose den anya de hen ni nyina account ye ka resources na is not about money.
Yera Charles CEO at the Ghana Petroleum Development Corporation any attaining king.
Ghana Meteorological Agency jumeku a wo mo hwe wiem kire yen se nsuo beto awia bebo anase enframadindi bi eba na wo mo de afutuo ama Ghana 42 ne akuafo se enei no ewo se obi a wo sode a ewiem se de ebesi akro no wo ma ho asem no ehia wo ankane no na ne yenim dada se obosumi we de nsuo beto nti nipa ne nim se ensu tobremu ne yesi ne de ensu tobremu kra awia tumebo awia bremu ensuo tumeto nti no wo ho no mu anase de ewiem besi aye no da biara da wa ma ho asem ahia Orua Joseph Asamoah wo ye senior meteorologist na wone Central Forecast I wo de say futu e ma ye nti no
sa enyoba bi wo sa MC eboa ye ma ye forecast no e very accurate yitumi ehu senior insuyiri affect my farmers growing season within that particular region, you know. Say to me improve upon your forecast now. Start training we and a bit to me I very equipped in a bay able to me ama your forecast now ye a bit to me edim Emma equafu in I won't tie into and weather forecast no where an opportunity bit to me about with able to me ama with me a planning ahead or making very good decision answer na ABI in Suiri and I say be able to me as I want no my album.
We Orua Joseph Asamoah wono wiemu pade hunini enna otufo no yenyina na asemi so entwa ho nye dwede nkrato emra.
what the mensa kama afichikro moje duro no aba wa ni dane wo so no ba talking ka unsa buo na no be kana nsa amwa bu nsa edwada branda bukuada ya wada na beba no anom ya wada nduru boko na hakma what vitamin syrup wono mso vitamins e mu no ebo ankwada nyini na afi nabe iron syrup pani nansa akoda ya moja atawie no na wato ho ya no nya nabe iron syrup ni bi no mu a bo nse waye kama moja ndia frisande moja na hodin wo mu a unsu gina banani poku farmer ya pom din faraba
Yegusu aka ye tie for se nyame ya adom 30th March ye training e wo fi ha sei ye kire kwan ye befa so abetimi anya adwene wowa afi obetimi aye garden kuma bi e wo mfikyire a obedidi ho na afi watimi so kra ton no ban ne ebie organic fertilizer ye tro se de obesi aye no enwanyan emirenyan ene atosode awodo bi abetumi adua ne nyina no ye kire enti wo ye kuani a bra na ebra beji nimdie we sei na afa kwaka okua na wo ye ne ho na ebeboa opa sa na aye adwuma so na apa adwuma foforo bi aka ho a sa training we sei aye de ema no wonso betimi aba na oba benya nimdie ebeboa ene catfish enoa ene nkofo awie ebeboa wo pa enoa no so oba Fox FM Frontex ma be registration 350 Ghana cedi to scan 3.5 oba register enoa no nyame adoma 30th March prempe assembly hall Fox FM ya dwem ha ya ena adwumadie no ebeba so wo pe wonsem bisa bia me so no wa frɛ 0553 416911 0553 416911 yede kase ni nyina asia sei semufo eyowura ben anson ekoba jesini abna akona duchei wo mo eboabo akase na no ema agye sana regi ede yenko yen social media handle no eso nya yesin konya na awie yesom mo midin ede nana amasewa amoaben menem
nana kwabna nsia apia esio huniba eda me nyina mo ase ema mo ni ti adesini ya kure na papa Frankie Transi the African Express Jumedie no abrem nana
mamenchia lawyer Kofi Obreye boa incoming Subin MP lawyer special good afternoon and come on
na African Express Jumedie no atwas
First kasi